Hey there, my name is Sage and you are watching D&D Daily. Today I'm doing a blind stat block reading of Tanazir Quandrix, one of the founding dragons from Strixhaven's Curriculum of Chaos. The dragon Tanazir Quandrix is one of the most potent masters of magic that governs physical reality and theoretical abstraction. Through this knowledge, she can alter the physical properties of existence, gain fundamental understanding, and manipulate the flow of thought. Tanazir founded Quandrix College to nurture the spark of curiosity in those who would pursue knowledge. The goal is to train mages who seek knowledge for its own sake, guided by the mathematical principles that describe and govern the nature of reality. Tanazir's spells, legendary actions, and breath weapon manifest luminous patterns of geometric light. These take various forms, such as the interlocking cage around the target of a spell, or a wave of infinitely replicating fractal swirls in the area of her breath. So my expectation for Tanazir is pretty much a basic legendary dragon with a more powerful breath weapon, as well as a few unique spells that go along with the Quandrix, and then legendary actions with the one legendary action revolving around the mascots. So let's jump in, see how accurate we were, see if we have any surprises. Tanazir Quandrix is a gargantuan dragon who is also a wizard of the lawful neutral alignment. Has an armor class of 21, 444 hit points, a movement speed of 40 feet, and a flying speed of 80 feet with hover. Tanazir has +9 to strength, +2 to dex, +8 to constitution, +9 to intelligence, +4 to wisdom, and +3 to charisma. She has proficiency in dex, constitution, wisdom, and charisma saving throws, as well as the arcana, investigation, nature, and perception skills. She is immune to force and psychic damage, has a blind sight out to 120 feet, and a passive perception of 28. She speaks common and draconic and has telepathy out to 120 feet. She is challenge rating 24 with a proficiency bonus of +7. She gets 3 legendary resistances a day and a multi-attack. She makes 1 bite attack and 2 claw attacks. Her bite is a +16 to hit with a reach of 15 feet, hits 1 target. On hit, it does an average of 14 piercing damage +7 force damage. The claw is a melee weapon attack with +16 to hit, a reach out to 10 feet, hits 1 target. On hit, it does on average 16 slashing damage. If the target is a creature, it is addled by recursive thoughts, reducing its speed to 0 until the start of Tanazir's next turn. Her breath weapon attack is Diminution Breath. Tanazir excels a weakening equation in a 90-foot cone. Each creature in that area must make a DC 23 Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, a creature takes on average 45 force damage and 45 psychic damage and is weakened until the start of Tanazir's next turn. While weakened, it has disadvantage on the following rolls that rely on strength, attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws. On a successful save, a creature takes half as much damage and isn't weakened. Tanazir is also a spellcaster with a spell save DC of 24. Once a day, she can cast Divination, Enlarge/Reduce, Mirage Arcana, which you can do as an action, Polymorph, Scrying, which you can do as an action, and Seeming. Final action is Teleport. Tanazir teleports to an unoccupied space she can see within 100 feet of herself. Moving on to our legendary actions, we come with 3. The first one is Claw. Tanazir simply makes a claw attack. The next one is Fold Space, which costs 2 actions. Tanazir uses Teleport, and each other creature within 20 feet of the space she left must succeed on a DC 24 Strength saving throw or be pulled up to 30 feet closer to the center of that space and take on average 16 force damage. The final legendary action is Fractal Refraction, which costs 3 actions. Tanazir magically summons 1d4 fractal mascots in unoccupied spaces she can see within 120 feet of herself. Fractals obey her commands and take their turns immediately after hers. While any of these fractals remain, attack rolls made against Tanazir have disadvantage. A summoned fractal disappears after 1 minute when it or Tanazir dies, or when she uses this action again. So looking at her tactics, I think her spells take a back seat. I don't think they're worth the action required to cast them in combat, more than likely. We're going to focus on the multi-attack more than anything. Now, using her flying speed with the reach of her multi-attack, we can do a pseudo flyby. Now, what's cool about this flyby is that when it hits, it makes their speed 0. That would work really well against barbarians and monks and quite a lot of fighters, as well as any other melee-reliant character. Take note that this reduction to 0 speed is not a saving throw, it just happens. The breath weapon attack further cripples martials, making any strength-based attacks be at disadvantage. That's quite powerful, but does have some overlap with the Fractal Refraction. Her mascots automatically give disadvantage on all attacks. Which, speaking of the Fractal Refractions, this is another dragon that would want to keep those up. So if the party manages to destroy them, yeah, she would use her legendary actions to summon them again, because that disadvantage on all attacks is just too good to have. And keep in mind that she has disadvantage on all attacks plus legendary resistance, so she has a very strong defensive set. If you still have mascots up, you can use the Claw Teleport combination, but honestly with the flyby mechanic, you might get a lot of mileage out of just using all 3 of your legendary actions for Claw. This has been the blind stat block reading of Tanazir Quandrix. We are D&D Daily. We release new D&D content every single day, so if that's interesting to you, hit the subscribe button and I'll see you tomorrow.